Today we are doing a review on One North Eden versus the Reef at the King's Dock. We have Mr. Manuel Wong.
Hi guys.
He's a Tiger IC for these two projects. So he'll be doing the main presentation and I will be asking him the hard questions. So stay tuned. Hi guys, as mentioned, I've invited Manuel Wong to be the host for today for the two projects. So Manuel, which one do you want to start first?
Okay, I'll be starting from the Reef at King's Dock first today. Okay. So for those of you who are not familiar with the location, right, the Reef at King's Dock is actually located very close to not only VivoCity but also Harbourfront MRT station as well. Now, not many people are aware of this, but the Reef at King's Dock is actually the latest collection in what is known as the Keppel Bay collection. Now, what is the Keppel Bay collection exactly? It actually starts off from the Caribbean, first, followed by the award-winning Reflections at Keppel Bay, then thirdly by corals, and lastly with this Reef at King's Dock. Now, what makes this Reef at King's Dock so special is that of all the four plots that I've mentioned earlier, the Reef at King's Dock is actually the closest to the MRT station in terms of proximity, and therefore also the closest to VivoCity as well. Now, for those of you who know, VivoCity is not only the largest mall in Singapore, but it's also beside Harbourfront Centre. Therefore, you have not only one mall, but two malls, and furthermore, you're only 5 minutes away, 5 minutes walk to Harbourfront Station. This is very important because whether you're buying this for own stay or you're buying it for investment, being near an MRT station in Singapore when you're buying a property, you can never really go wrong. So let's touch on the location exactly. So as you can see over here, this is where the actual project is located. Okay, there will be a side gate, and from the side gate, a mere 5 minutes walk. And take my word for it, because I have been stationed there since January until now, and we have been there many times. I have had my lunches all at Harbourfront Centre.
By the way, this project has been launched. Which month was it launched?
Oh, it was launched actually in January. Officially for sale at the last week of January actually. And as of this moment, Dennis, is about 75% sold.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, with all of the 1 bedrooms being sold out, but we still have very good choices of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms over here.
All right.
Okay, so let's get into the project details a little bit better. So 429 units in total. This is actually a leasehold project, a 99-year leasehold project. Fun fact, the 99 years actually starts from January of 2021. Now, this is a very big bonus.
This the Reef, there was 3 projects besides right?
Yes, that's correct.
The first one was Caribbean at Keppel Bay.
Yes.
This one was for TOP in 2004.
That's correct.
Okay, and the lease started from 1999.
Yes.
Interestingly, the second project called Reflections at Keppel Bay, it TOP in 2011.
Yes.
But the lease starts from 2006.
Yes.
That means about 5 years. Still alright. But the third project, Corals.
Corals, yes.
Corals was TOP in 2016. I think it's still selling right now.
Yes.
Yes, haven't fully sold yet.
Not yet.
But the lease started 2007.
That's correct, yes. So because of this, now you might be wondering, wow, why such a big contrast, right?
Yes.
The difference is that the developer, the same developer by the way, Keppel, Keppel is behind Corals and also the Reef at King's Dock. It's because this time around, the developer decide, hey, let's be fair. Let's top up the lease. Let's give these people real value for money. And this 99-year starting point, right, is actually one of the strongest factor for buyers making a decision over
Before
here.
that, I was a bit skeptical because I was worried that it might be the same as the
Corals.
Right?
Yes.
So when I saw that, hey, this was top up to 99. So by right, this was supposed to be the top most concern.
Yes.
But this was removed because this was top up to 99. So this was removed from the top few questions on buyers' minds.
Absolutely. So this concern was already addressed by the developer even before consumers ask us that question.
Right.
So therefore, you are really getting your value for money.
Okay.
In terms of the unit mix over here at the Reef, right, it is interesting in the fact that we do not have 4 bedrooms over here. We have a lot of 2 and 3 bedrooms left over here. What the developer has told us is that every unit here comes with a view.
Okay.
And I do believe in that because if you come down to our show flat and you look at the model, you stand at different angles at different points, you will understand there truly is a view for every unit over here. Okay. full condo facilities over here. It comes with a tennis court as well. And most interestingly, a facility that no other project in Singapore has. This is the first residential development in Singapore that comes with a floating platform. Just exactly like the one that you see at Marina Bay. But the difference around this time is that this floating platform, the residential can use. That floating platform at Marina Bay, not for use. Okay? So what can you expect at this floating platform? Well, you have your standard 50-meter lap pool, okay? 2 other smaller pools for kids, and also, more interestingly, a marine viewing hammock. Now, this is a very cool feature because you'll be able to stand at the corner of the dock and look down, and you'll be able to look into the waters. Now, this is something definitely I have not seen in any project in Singapore, and therefore one of the standout features of this project.
Right. So I think to me, in short, right, just the Reef at King's Dock, in simple words, is just that it's near MRT, near to Vivo Harbourfront MRT.
That's correct.
Right? And that's beside the sea. So these are the 2 rare factors.
That's correct.
Maybe a lot of people just complain, hey, how nice it would be a freehold project.
See, Dennis, that was a very good point you brought up, because I'm actually glad that this is a leasehold project.
Right.
Because can you imagine if this was a freehold development? My goodness, the price point would definitely not be what you see today.
Right.
It will be a lot more higher, maybe even 15 to 20% higher, which will put this out of reach for a lot of people who just simply want a waterfront living home that is so close to the MRT,
right,
and various amenities. So by it not being freehold, it actually becomes more accessible to a lot of people. And that is why, no surprise, as of this moment, it is 75% sold as of this moment. But hurry up now before it becomes 100% sold.
Okay, so let's go on to the next project.
Yes.
Why are we comparing between this, the Reef versus the One North Eden?
Areas have been known to be very popular with tenants in Singapore. Take the Reef for example. So beside the Reef is the corals, right? So who are the tenants coming to the corals? Basically, there are people who are working in the nearby Harbourfront Tower,
right,
Keppel Bay Tower, and also the Mapletree Business City. So people who enjoy a particular kind of lifestyle, who want to be close to Sentosa, which is really our only island linked to a bridge in Singapore, and also want to be near to the CBD area, and also want to be near a shopping mall. That is where they're looking for their homes. Now, One North is the other example. For One North's case, it's actually located right at the One North Technology Park. This area, this One North area, for those of you who are not familiar, this is actually Singapore's answer to Silicon Valley. Okay. So what exactly is at One North actually? Right. Well, you have a lot of tech industries over there. It's an incubator for startups. There's a lot of biomedical industry over there. And also the info media technology hub is situated over there as well. Okay. And I'm sure you guys also know, MediaCorp has also moved their headquarters to the One North area as well. This is all to enhance its reputation as the place to be if you are looking to work in the tech industry.
I think One North to me is just it's kind of a very big business park. To me, just full of businesses and tenants. So this will be good for those investors. That's my take.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of places, right, they always talk about live, work, and play, right?
Right.
See, One North actually has got the work part done very well.
Right.
But the live part maybe not done so well yet,
not
because
yet.
There's not a lot of residential developments over there. Did you guys know that One North Eden is going to be the first residential launcher since 2007?
There aren't a lot of private condos around that One North area itself.
Not at all.
So basically, supply is less.
Yes.
But because there's a huge demand of big companies, as you see from the screen, a lot of tech companies and the big boys are there.
Yes.
So basically, to me, that looks like a very interesting or exciting tenant pool for the very few condos over there.
Most definitely. Yeah. In fact, for any condos within the 4 to 5 kilometer range of this One North area, right, their tenants come from this exact area where the condo is located. Yes. So therefore, meaning to say, if you happen to have tenants who just want to live near where they work, this location is absolutely ideal. Now, that's not to say that this place is very boring and there's nothing to do. Right. Okay. There's a lot of nature over here. For those of you who have not been to the One North area, right, the buildings are not exactly very high rise, right, and their space quite distributedly evenly. So meaning to say, over here is pretty quiet, pretty tranquil. On the weekends, it is very relaxing over here.
So Manuel, let me say to save time, if I could give you 3 minutes to talk to these potential buyers who are interested in One North Eden, why should they buy One North?
To put it very simply, if you are an investor in the market and you're not very sure what to look for, and you're looking for a very safe product, safe in the sense of being rentability, you should definitely consider One North, because
rental will be covered in one of the top hot questions.
Most definitely.
We'll cover that more in one.
Yes. And if you're looking for scarcity as well, because scarcity is actually what creates value. Okay. This place is definitely has the word scarcity in it, because other than One North Residences, there's no other new launch. This is the other only project that's coming up over here.
Right.
And furthermore, if you want to be close to places like Holland Village and also close to like the Rochester area in the Buona Vista area, this is also the place to be. And it's not very far walk from the MRT station. In fact, technically speaking, you're situated in between the One North Circle Line and also the Buona Vista station. So you have amenities, you have transportation, and best of all, you have ready tenants nearby. So definitely a place to consider if you're looking for investment at the moment.
Okay. Right.
Now Dennis, I understand that you have some questions for me today. Maybe you would like to lead me on with the questions?
Today we have Manuel have kind of presented these 2 projects in brief. So I think for those buyers who wish to take a look at the projects, maybe you can just call at this number to book appointment. So Manuel and myself will be able to show you the project around. One North has not been launched yet. Coming soon.
Coming soon, yes.
Coming soon. In the next one month or 2.
Yeah, maybe for the month of March or April.
Right. So coming soon. As well as the Reef has been launched in January, but there's still balance units. I've consolidated some of the questions by some of buyers, and the top few concerns are here. 4 questions which help you to compare to see which is better for you. Rental. So Manuel, which condo do you think, if I'm looking to rent out, I'm an investor, to rent out, which one would you recommend?
So maybe let's look at the One North area first, okay? Right. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, right, One North Eden is actually located right in the heart of the One North Technological Park.
Right.
Meaning to say, your tenants are very likely to come from the buildings all around you. So who are the profile of the tenants? Well, basically there could be scientists, researchers, engineers, basically white collar, but not only white collar, but white collar workers who have a higher pay grade, therefore who will be able to afford higher rents in this case, therefore keeping your rents on stable. Okay, so let's look at the companies located in this One North area. So as you can see over here, you have the Walt Disney Company, and as I mentioned earlier, this MediaCorp, Unilever, Procter & Gamble, and also GlaxoSmithKline. So these are the major companies over here, and based on my personal experience, because I have done rentals at the Rochester, in the Rochester area, the tenants do come from these companies actually. Okay, but now you have a choice to buy something even closer to these companies. So that's where your tenant pools are going to be coming from. So for the Reef at Kingstock, it also enjoys similar attributes, just like the One North Eden, in a sense that nearby the development, there's a lot of tenant pools. For example, people who are working in the Harbourfront Towers, the Keppel Bay Towers, and also the Mapletree Business City. For those of you who know the Mapletree Business City, in the immediate vicinity, there are not many condos. So therefore, it's not surprising that people who work over there will want to stay near where the Reef at Kingstock is. So tenants over there will be companies like Samsung Asia, Google. Their Asia Pacific HQ is actually located at the Mapletree Business City, and also companies doing shipping, doing oil and gas. They are mostly located at the Keppel Towers and Harbourfront Towers. So those are your tenants. Those are your ready tenants.
Right.
Okay.
I think to sum up this section, right, my take is that if you're someone looking for rental yield or to rent out easily, likely the One North Eden will be a better choice because in terms of tenant pools, it's bigger. Both type of tenants for the Reef and One North Eden will likely be more high-end and more atas. But because of the C factor, so likely the Reef will attract more atas, likely more expat as well.
Yes.
But in terms of pool, the pool of tenant pool, bigger pool will likely from One North Eden. Am I right to say that?
That's you are absolutely right, Dennis, because as what we have mentioned earlier, right, where One North Eden is located, there really is a scarcity of houses to live in, because there's no public houses nearby. it's only private houses.
Right.
And in terms of private housing, Dennis, as you can see over here, not much at all actually. So you have a lot of demand, but not enough supply over here.
And it's my take that One North as a business park is still growing, it's still undergoing transformation. So regardless of COVID or no COVID or any post crisis, that is a very high-tech industry. So it will be more resilient to any shocks or any recession. And so I think in a way you are buying a very safe bet.
So if you're looking for 1 bedrooms with a high rentability, you should definitely
come
consider.
Come down, take a look at the show flat.
Yes, come down, take a look at the
this
show
number
flat.
to book appointment.
Yes, over here, call us over here. Just let us know.
That's right. With capital appreciation, I think it's on everybody's mind that
yes, definitely.
if I buy this project at $1 today, I hope that one day it will rise to $2 using simple math. So everyone have this dream of having their property double by value. So in terms of capital appreciation, Manuel, which one do you think has a better potential in your opinion?
Okay. For One North, in a nutshell, basically, right, there has been some, other than it being already a famous place for technological companies to set up shop in Singapore, right? There is going to be a little bit of transformation over here in the way of the Dover Knowledge District.
Okay.
Now, the Dover Knowledge District, right, is actually an extension of the One North, where there's going to be there's going to be vibrant integrated spaces to create new exciting jobs and learning opportunities. Okay. Other than that, One North is also known as a mini education hub actually, because there's an asset business school over there, and it's also not very far away from NUS over here. Okay. So in terms of the appreciation, I would say that for One North, it's already actually on up and coming, because it is not a finished product by any means yet. There's gonna be a major technological company coming from overseas. The first place they will think to set up shop will definitely be One North. So many more exciting things to look out for at the One North area.
Alright, so how about the Reef in terms of capital appreciation?
Okay. So for the Reef, Dennis, the Reef is actually located in the heart of the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation. Now, I'm sure you are sick and tired of hearing about this greater...
A lot of stories.
Yes, a lot of stories, because almost every show flat that you have been to in the southern part of Singapore, they will be repeating this over and over again. But let me just repeat it to you one last time, okay, for you to understand just what is it about exactly.
Right.
So the Greater Southern Waterfront, right, is basically a government initiative to move all port activities from the south side of Singapore to Tuas. What will happen would be there will be a lot of land left over there in the southern part of Singapore, starting from the Keppel Golf Club all the way to Marina Bay area actually. So what is going to happen to this land? This land will be a place where the government have intentions to build up waterfront homes, more waterfront homes, because we do have a lack of that in Singapore, and also new offices, grade A offices, and also new tourist attractions.
I think a lot of people can compare that Greater Southern Waterfront City could be a second story of the Marina Bay story.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the early 1990s, Marina Bay was conceptualized, and we never heard of a Marina Bay Sands, and so no casino.
No, none at all.
There was all reclaimed land until the sale. There's this condo. The sale was launched in 2004, and PSF was 950 per square foot.
Unbelievable by today's standards.
So fast forward to now, so the price, the resale price for the sale can be anything above 1,500 near to 2,000, and at 950 per square foot in 2004. Because that was before you see Marina Bay Sands being built up.
Correct.
There's no there's this nice bay, there's no Marina Bay Sands, the casino, nothing is there yet. So right now, if you are someone who wants to take advantage of what the government has announced, this is what I feel. When it's announced, people hear but they don't see.
Yes.
It's only when you see or you can touch and feel the thing and you see the real thing that the price will be more or less solid.
Yes.
So this is for the opportunity. It's an opportunity for those people who are interested to go in the early stage.
Yes.
Because the Greater Southern Waterfront City is going to be a new story, new growth story for everybody itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dennis, I'm actually glad you talked about the Marina Bay transformation and also talking about the sale as well, because the sale is a very good example of what people don't really appreciate until the transformation actually happens.
Yep.
Now, as you can see over here, the sale in its initial phase, right, was launched even cheaper than new ECs these days. So this actually, the Reef at Kingstock is an opportunity for you to buy something like the sale in its initial phase actually, because as you can see over here, the PSF and the pricing for the Reef is actually very reasonable by today's market standard. For those of you who have not bought a new launch for a long time, let me just share 2 important tips for you.
Right.
First of all, brand new ECs in Singapore have already crossed the $1,000 PSF benchmark.
往事只能回味.
Yes, that's very true what he said. Second thing, do you know that there are condos in the Woodleigh area? In the Woodleigh is near where Potong Pasir is. They have already crossed the $2,000 PSF benchmark. So meaning to say, if something at Woodleigh can be selling for 2,000 PSF, do you think that the Reef at Kingstock at this PSF over here is reasonable? You make your own decision.
I think to help the buyers better easy compare and to sum up for this section, I think the Reef is more like if you hold a longer term perspective, yes, I believe that there'll be a good chance that the Reef might double given time, because there's a lot of growth story in the greater Southern waterfront city, but you need a longer time period. While there are transformation inside and outside for the One North Eden, but it's more or less fixed because the land there is more or less been designed. When compared to the Reef will have more exciting opportunity because you have a lot of lands to be there to be cleared.
Exactly.
But you need a longer time frame.
That's
if
correct.
you can wait, and you are someone who has a big heart, you can wait longer, 10 to 20 years. I'm very confident that you'll see another Marina Bay Sands story being replayed in this greater Southern waterfront city itself, because we are in early stage.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And these days, because of the seller stamp duty that has been put in place by the government, property investment in Singapore these days tend to be on the longer horizon.
Yes. For those buyers who are looking for a 3 to 4 years horizon, probably like, hey, I buy at day 1 launch and sell at TOP, then that will be One North Eden.
That's correct.
But for the Reef, I think you need a longer time horizon period.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is where you see your pot of gold, so to speak, right?
Yep. So shall we move on to the next
Yes,
topic?
yes.
Big versus small. How
yes.
big is the Reef?
Okay, the Reef is actually 429
Right.
units, a mix of 1 to 3 bedroom. For the One North Eden is actually smaller, 165
Yep.
units only.
So for big and small, in Singapore right now, the biggest project is likely the Treasure at Tampines, which is more than this is the first project that I've heard of more than 2,000 units. So that's called a aircraft carrier mega project.
Yes.
So when I mention about small and big, right, in my opinion, anything that's below 100 or 100 plus is a boutique apartment. So you've got less neighbors.
Yes.
Anything above 400, 500 and above considered is big already. So for Treasure at Tampines, the 2,000 plus unit is very, very big.
Yes.
So in a sense, big and small is actually, if it's person use, it's for own occupation, own stay, it's up to person preference.
Yes.
But in terms of investment, my take is that go for slightly bigger projects, because for big projects, more people will know about this project.
Yes.
So people hear about their project, so it's easier for you to sell next time. But having said that, because in the North Buona Vista area, there aren't many choices there, and One North Eden being situated in a business park, so that one has a lot of tenant pool.
Yes.
So that one's also, it kind of become less factor.
One other consideration to take note of for investors, right, Dennis, is that when the project tends to be on the smaller side, the maintenance fee tends to be on the higher
Yes.
side. But when the project is bigger,
Generally, yeah.
generally speaking, the maintenance fee tends to be on the lower side. Now, at the moment, we do not have the one-off maintenance fee to make a direct comparison with the Reef actually, but I think it is very likely for 165 units, the maintenance fee for the One North Eden is likely to be on the higher side as compared to the Reef, but we don't know yet.
Yes.
When it's out, we can let you know.
So give us a call. So let's move on to the next topic. This is another very easy topic. Mixed versus pure residential.
Yes.
So for One North is a mixed development.
Yes.
Meaning that the first floor is residential. There's about 6 restaurants and
6
retail.
restaurants, yes.
Yeah. So first floor is commercial. Second onwards will be residential.
That's correct, yes.
This is for those people who want maximum convenience. Versus the Reef,
Yes.
it's a pure residential. That means there's purely 100% residential. There's no shops inside.
No shops inside. Purely.
You're next to Vivo.
Yes, you're next to Vivo. So, like what Dennis has touched on earlier, right? Even though the Reef is a pure residential project that has no commercial component at the first level, right? They make up for it in terms of having Harbourfront Centre and Vivo City being very nearby. So, typically for mixed developments versus pure residential, right, it only makes a difference if in the immediate vicinity,
yes,
there's nothing.
Right.
But we are very fortunate in the sense that in both projects cases, there are a lot of amenities nearby, both for One North and both for the Reef at Kingstock. So in this aspect, actually mixed and pure residential don't really make much of a difference, in my opinion.
So we have compared this 4 to 5 factors. So Manuel, if you were to invest or buy a property today, which between One North Eden and the Reef, which one will you choose?
I have actually thought about that for some time already, Dennis. And personally for me, even though I drive, I'm a guy who really like convenience.
Right.
I like having everything nearby. And I also like the fact that I can be near the water. So for me, in this case, the Reef at Kingstock will be my choice between the two.
Right.
Mainly because it is one of the very rare waterfront living condos in Singapore.
Right.
Also the fact that the price point is acceptable in new market standard. It is within walking distance to Harbourfront Station, which is very important for me because my wife, she does not drive.
Right.
Okay. And also, it's close to the shopping mall. The biggest shopping mall in Singapore. So basically anything you want is just 5 to 7 minutes walk away.
Right.
Really convenient over here. And that is the kind of place that I can see me and my kids really enjoying.
For me, I think between the Reef and the One North Eden, personally, I'll choose the One North because for my situation, I just moved into a terrace house because I want more space.
Sure.
So I think I'll be looking more for investment. So I also don't want to hold too long term. So if for me as an investor, more of an investor profile, I would like this One North Eden because I think being in a very big tenant pool place, I can easily collect rental.
Yes.
And after 3 to 4 years when in TOP, I can easily cash out because I think the things are there are more or less there. One North to me will be a very safe bet because tenant pools is plenty. So basically I'm just putting on in the investment and kind of the mortgage will be partially or fully covered by the tenant itself. So that's different.
Everyone's needs are different. For those who have kids and no kids, especially, that is sometimes, I'm sure Dennis, you know, that is sometimes the biggest thing. Factor into
your life change when you have kids.
Yes.
Your home is no longer your home because you get a lot of toys, a lot of stuff all around.
Yeah, correct. And after you hit 20, right, every 5 years your life change actually. You go from being a single person to being married to married with kids and so on. Yeah, so your needs change as you go along. So your needs actually dictate what you buy.
Yes.
So my needs are different, his needs are different.
The key thing is, while we have different needs, the main thing must do your financial calculations.
Yes, correct.
Make sure you're financially stable and don't just go in and buy like everyone's buying without doing your calculations. Because now we are in the midst of recession. Property investment is a long-term thing.
That's correct.
There's no room for you to play. You have to work hard to pay off your mortgage. So,
always exercise financial prudence and not to worry if you are not too sure to go about how doing the financial assessment yourself, because Dennis and myself, if you call us at this number over here, we will be able to do for you a preliminary no obligation. So you are better to understand where is your position in terms of your purchasing power and what in terms of your budget will suit you better.
We've come to the end of this show. So if any comments or any other projects that you want us to review, leave us a call or leave a comments.
Leave a comment over here.
Right. So we hope to see you next time.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.